King TUTANKHAMUN. Let's get started. Hi guys, and welcome to a new episode on the channel. Today we will be talking about King Tutankhamun. So let's get started. Now in this book, Tutankhamun is a very good person. He may have started becoming king when he was like 8 or 9 years old, and he was a pretty good person. He was like, look at these laws. I need to reverse them. And literally did reverse them. And reversed more laws. Oh boy, this ripping thing is better. And reversed every law that he could get his hands on. Okay, the ones that were at least against him. And then when he had all these laws torn into pieces, he just threw them away. He did reverse all those laws for a purpose though, and other things was that he remodeled broken statues. Okay, another paper towel analogy. All of these broken statue pieces were all scattered everywhere there, and so he was like going to rebuild them. He rebuilt everything back in place, not exactly to what it originally had been, but at least something very close to it. And made something like this without the hand at least. But anyway, he was able to restore a lot of statues and temples for that matter. And all of this can be classified into one ball right here. And it could have been quite awesome. And then he continued doing that until his mysterious death at age 18 or 19. And that is a very serious thing here. Now that King Tutankhamun is as great as everything, there's some things that don't seem to happen. Now that wonderful things do have things, they have some artificial things to go for. Now that King Tut is dead, here is his embalming process. Okay. First, his organs are put in a jar. Then he is salted with natron. Then he's wrapped in. Wait, what is this? Then he's wrapped in some embalming tissues, layers of bandages, and then he's put in a coffin. And other than that's about it. There's some things that could happen. And he had a very lavish funeral. And his tomb that he was actually preparing wasn't ready yet. So the next best thing was to use the old tomb that was being prepared to be used for state official. And that was the next best thing to do. But anyway, that's how it happened. And Tutankhamun was doing this for himself. I mean, he's dead and everything, but who cares? And when he was buried, it was literally forgotten after a few years. And then tomb raiders were like, hey, is that the tomb? There is no tomb. We raided all the tombs. We're worthless now. Now, let's go spend all that money. When they spent all that money, they got lost and stuff. But yeah, now that that's happening, there's not so much that could happen now. And after that happened, there's now a thing or two about Tutankhamun that he could do right now. Tutankhamun is awesome, and he was a great person. But the luckiest thing that he could have done that happened to him might have been that his tomb was never robbed, which is very interesting. And that his tomb was also forgotten, for that matter, which is also very interesting, and something I never ever thought of. But when Howard Carter, this guy is Howard Carter, not the gold mask. This guy, you silly. And when he discovered the tomb and uncovered its secrets, he found out everything that he could possibly get about it. He got a patron and started digging. Bang, bang, bang. Actually, let me use this. And started digging for everything he could get. Yeah. And finally, on the third day of his excavation of a particular spot, they hit something. And then they started digging more. And started hitting more objects, and they found an entire staircase. A literal entire staircase. and they had to sharpen their pickaxes after a while and shovels. And well, they started digging into a doorway, and that doorway was the doorway to Tutankhamun himself. And that is how we found Tutankhamun and his legend. No, that's about it. That's about it. That's the end of Tutankhamun story. Hope you guys okay. I'm kidding. There's more to it. They haven't found the tomb yet. They just found a room with jewels and a lot of gold, way more than they've ever found in the other tombs. Now that happened, there's some things that do seem to happen here. And Tutankhamun is pretty much an awesome guy, but there are some things that he couldn't really do. Like finding the tomb himself. At least Howard Carter can find the tomb. The Toffin guy, at least. But his lord was joining him on it when the lord died in Cairo. He was suffering from pneumonia when he died. But not Howard Carter, the Patrick, where that is. And when he died, it was a fatal blow. And it actually created a big wound in a Howard Carter. And that's exactly what happened. Everyone wanted to do things that never did happen. We might think of things that ever happened to be happening. That's a little strange thing that I found out a little hard way. And when Tutankhamun was excavated, they were able to find everything possibly inside right after the Lord died. They were able to find with the Lord all the way to here, but then after the Lord died, Howard Carter excavated this place, then this place, and finally here. And finally, when they opened the tomb, which was first made of stone, then wood, then gold, they were awestruck, and everybody was celebrating the discovery of King Tut. But then Howard Carter's pet bird, parrot, I guess, was killed by a cobra. And cobras was a sign of protection in ancient Egypt, which means only one thing. And everybody says, the tomb is cursed! Run for your lives! And basically Howard Carter was like, nah, that's not happening. But then he died right after. He excavated it, everything. And when he died, he must have felt tired. I mean, he's a very old guy. Give him a rest. And every treasure that Howard Carter ever excavated was all put into a museum. And that said, that's the last thing we've ever heard of Tutankhamun. No one knows how Tutankhamun was killed or died, so. And that's a big, colossal mystery that we still are looking at today. So, we should actually see some into that. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And if you did enjoy this episode, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you want to see me rip more papers, then click the paper and rip. And rip. So, see you guys and catch you guys in the next episode. Click either of these two videos. See ya.